In my last video, I have provided some guidance for IELTS beginners, and this episode is for those at the intermediate and upper intermediate levels. Stay tuned because I'm about to give out some really awesome books and helpful strategies for the IELTS. Hey guys, it's Andy again. Before we begin, I have to say that I don't want to throw at you a huge number of books like a lot of IELTS tutorials on Facebook. I just want to share with you guys, a handful number of books that I myself have used for my own IELTS preparation process. Okay? Let's go. Number 1, IELTS reading and listening. Why do I always group these two skills together? That is because to learn to improve these two skills, you most likely don't need a teacher. You can certainly improve them all by yourself. You are at the intermediate and upper intermediate levels, you have grammar, you have vocabulary, so you can just jump right in those IELTS reading and listening tests. But be careful, don't try to do as many of them as you can, but rather try to do each one slowly and carefully. Take note of the vocabularies you encounter in each reading and listening test. After you check the answer key, come back to the text and figure out why you gave wrong answers for some questions. Don't rush. You also need the right methods to deal with all of those IELTS listening and reading tests. You can do as many of them as you can, but without the right direction, your scores will not improve. Now, here are some books that include a lot of helpful exercises in the style of IELTS, and they also give you a lot of useful tips and strategies to deal with the exercises in the IELTS reading and listening tests. I personally have used all of them. Complete IELTS Band 5 to 6.5, Complete IELTS Band 6.5 to 7.5, Collins Reading for IELTS, Collins Listening for IELTS, and Macmillan Improve Your IELTS series. If you have like just 1 month or 2 months left for the IELTS test, then you need to jump right in the Cambridge IELTS series. Just do book 5 to book 12 because they are most updated and they are similar to the current test format. Number 2. Speaking. If you're at the intermediate and upper intermediate levels, then you probably can speak well for some easy topics. But IELTS speaking is not like communicative English. You cannot just speak without proper preparation in the test room. The first thing you need to do is to know how many topics there are in the IELTS speaking test, and then prepare ideas to talk about them. For example, in the IELTS speaking part 1, you will be asked to describe something personal, like maybe your family, your hobby, your hometown, etc. While for the IELTS speaking part 2, you will be asked to describe maybe a person or an object. There are 2 books that I absolutely love when it comes to IELTS speaking. First of all, 31 high-scoring formulas to answer the IELTS speaking questions, and second of all, IELTS Speaking by Matt Clark. These 2 books are really great. They provide you with a lot of IELTS speaking tips and strategies to help you deal with all those question types you see in the IELTS speaking test. And they also have sample answers. Furthermore, they also give you a lot of topics for the IELTS speaking that you will see in the test. If you're self-studying, then there's one more tip I need to give you. When you answer some IELTS speaking question at home, record yourself. And then when you finish, listen back and see what your weaknesses are and try to improve them. This is a self-assessment method that I have used and got me, band 8.5 in IELTS speaking. Number 3, writing. To me, this is like the most difficult skill of all. It would be best if you have someone like an IELTS instructor to help you to correct your writings, but if you don't and you're self-studying like I did, then I have some suggestions for you. First, check out IELTS Simon blog. He's my all-time favorite IELTS trainer. I really love his writings, which are really simple yet so coherent and profound. In his website, you will see a lot of useful tips and strategies on how to deal with the IELTS writing Task 1 and Task 2. Second, to get from Band 6 to Band 7, grammatical accuracy is very important. There's a lot of websites on the internet right now that can help you to proofread your writings and help you to correct your writing and your grammatical errors. Use them. Third, if you need step-by-step instructions on how to do writing Task 1 and Task 2, fortunately there's a book for that, which is Barron's Writing for the IELTS. This book has everything. Grammar review, vocabulary enhancement tips, guidance on how to write an essay in IELTS, etc., etc. This book is a must-read. Fourth, check out the book IELTS Write Right. This book is all about model essays. It shows you the differences between a Band 5 writing and a Band 8 writing. You can learn a lot from those differences and therefore improve your own writings. Finally, about the dictionaries to use. I myself only used 3 dictionaries during my IELTS preparation process. First of all, Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary. Second of all, Oxford Collocation Dictionary. And finally, Oxford Thesaurus. These dictionaries are like the ultimate triad that helps me a lot with my own IELTS preparation process. With them, I can look up an English definition of a word, its collocation, its synonyms, some examples on how to use that word in a sentence, etc., etc. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's everything you need to know to self-study to get Band 6.5 and above. If you want to download all the books I mentioned in this video, please go to my Facebook page to get the link. I'm Andy from 5 Minutes About IELTS. I'll see you next time. Ciao!